Okay, Leviticus chapter 3. I hope you're enjoying this beginning of the book of Leviticus, learning some of these things as well. I know the Come Follow Me stuff's not going into these chapters a whole lot. They've kind of skipped a lot of this stuff because they have certain teachings that they want to talk about and discuss with us, which is great. So we're kind of in that point where we're going to be in and out of connecting with what's going on in the Come Follow Me. Sometimes we may be a little behind. Other times we're going to catch up to them. But just know that the point of what we're doing with these videos is actually helping you understand chapter by chapter what's going on in the Old Testament, to learn more, to help educate yourself so that the Old Testament becomes alive, becomes real, becomes tangible for you to help you understand it better, because there's a lot of great stuff to learn. So chapter 3, we're learning about a different type of offering called a peace offering. Really important here. It says, verse 1, if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offer it of the herd, whether it be male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Lord. Now this is important because the burnt offering had to be male. The peace offering can be female, a female animal, but it has to be without blemish still. Verse 2, he shall lay his, I got a quote here. Let me read this quote about the peace offering, in fact. This is an important one here. He says, the plural denotes the entire round of blessings and powers by which the salvation, that is, I think, let me double check. I'm not sure if that's actually the right quote that I was thinking of. Yes, it is. The plural denotes the entire round of blessings and powers by which the salvation or integrity of man in his relation to God is established and secured. The object of the shelamim, now shelamim is a Hebrew word that's the plural of shalom. And shalom means peace. That's shalom is the greeting. We kind of think of it as saying hello in Hebrew, but it means peace. So when you greet somebody, you say peace to you, basically. So shelamim, which is what this is called, is the plural of that. So that's what it's talking about here. The object of the shelamim was invariably salvation. Sometimes they were offered as an embodiment of thanksgiving for salvation already received, sometimes as a prayer for the salvation desired, so that they embraced both supplicatory offerings and thank offerings, and were offered even in times of misfortune or on the day on which supplication was offered for the help of God. That's Keil and Delitzsch in their commentary on the Bible. Female animals were allowed to be used, but they still had to be without blemish. No birds could be used. Only the fat of kidneys could be used in this offering. This action fulfilled the purpose of the sacrifice, since the fat was indicative of the well-being of the whole animal. So if you had an animal that had a lot of fat on them, that meant they were well fed. They were well taken care of animals. It came to represent the consecration of the whole life of the individual to God. A species of sheep common in the Near East has a very fat tail. This fact seems to explain the Lord's instructions about the rump and implies that the whole tail was to be offered up. That was in Wilson, his Old Testament World Studies book. So we're going to get into that more here as we look at this. So verse 2 is getting into the idea of how you administer this peace offering. He shall lay his hand upon his head of the offering, kill it at the door of the tabernacle congregation, and Aaron's sons, the priest, shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. So that it's very similar type of offering, but instead of a burnt offering, it is a peace offering. So they still put their hands on them to get their sins to transfer down, the animal substituting for the person. Then they kill the animal, they sprinkle the blood around the altar. But here's what's interesting, verse 3, he shall offer of the sacrifice of the peace offering an offering made by fire unto the Lord. The fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the flanks, that's kind of the back hind, and the caul above the liver, that's like a gallbladder area, with the kidneys shall he take away. And Aaron's son shall burn it on the altar upon the burnt sacrifice, which is upon the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. If his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord be of the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. So actually, that's flock meaning like sheep. If he offer a lamb for his offering, shall he offer it before the Lord, shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering, kill it before the tabernacle congregation. they'll spread it around, and they're going to do the blood. So in verse 9, he shall offer the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire unto the Lord, the fat thereof, and the whole rump. It shall he take off hard by the backbone, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver with the kidneys shall be taken away. Burn that on the Lord. And then same with, if it's a goat, then you shall offer it the same way, basically. So the point is, you offer it, but you're taking the fat and some of the special inner parts out and offering that as a burnt offering. But the rest of the animal, they haven't said what they're going to do to take care of that, basically. So as it says in here, it's verse 16, the priest shall burn them on the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire for a sweet savor. All the fat is the Lord's. It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings, that ye eat neither fat nor blood. So the fat is God's. Don't mess with the fat. That's what we burn for the offering. Blood is for God. Don't drink blood or use blood. That's for the offering. But now we have the rest of this animal. We have the meat and bones and other things as well in here as well. Oftentimes those were given to Aaron and his sons, the priests, to eat. Later, basically, they could prepare it and have meat to eat as well. But sometimes they couldn't. So the next chapter should help us finish this up and understanding what's going on with this. So we'll see you in the next chapter.